Hi, I'm Elizabeth Newell. I'm with the Alabama State Department, and
I'm Kimberly Baker, and I'm also here with Special Education Services in the Alabama State Department of Education. So today's TA talk, we're just going to briefly touch on learning management systems and some tips for virtual teaching.
all right, so learning management system. What in the world is that? So you have, last year when we were doing COVID crisis schooling, everybody jumped on Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a learning management system, and Schoology is one that the state has provided, and it is the same concept. It's basically a house, what you would imagine a house for content, and that is where teachers are going to be putting their information, and where we're putting information for the teachers. So you know, you can use Schoology, you can use Google Classroom. There's Moodle, there's all kinds of different ones, but basically use what you're comfortable with, right? I mean, Schoology is where the push is now, but if you're a better teacher on Google Classroom, then use Google Classroom, and we will teach you how to use Schoology.
Right. And just talking about virtual teaching, one of the things that we talk about a lot is just be creative and let go of that thought of I have to make this virtual setting just like my traditional classroom and it's got to be an 8 to 3 schedule, because you really cannot replicate that in the virtual world, but you can teach well virtually. And you really can use a lot of the same type of things that you would do in your traditional classroom, just in a little bit of a different way. So like I said, just let go of trying to make that be that same brick and mortar experience, and work towards creatively adapting things to suit the needs of your learners virtually. So consider what you would do to make your instruction in the classroom accessible to learners, and then think through how you can make that happen virtually. And a lot of that comes into planning.
Right, trying to work and do all that stuff. So you got to first take in consideration the guidelines that the state has given and what is recommended all over the nation as far as that attention span that you have for students. The recommendation for kindergarten, for example, is 30 minutes a day as a minimum, and 90 minutes a day of a maximum, but those are only going to be the 3 to 5 minute increments. So for example, for something like that, like if you were doing the letter A and you were teaching the kindergartners, you know, that A says you might put like a video snippet up of, you know, the instruction, and then go have them find something in their house that starts with the A sound. And then bring it to the camera. Like, how exciting would that be if they all come with all their favorite stuff with the A sound? Like, that'd be really, really cool. You guys need to, you know, make sure it's quality over quantity. Being on there and having the kids just talking to each other doesn't provide anything. Being able to give them a lesson that is meaningful and then give them a reinforcement afterwards. That's kind of how I envision like a Schoology setting of how the virtual classroom would be. But make sure that it's quality time that you have on there. Don't just.
And then just a few considerations for accommodating, adapting, accessibility. Make sure that your audio is captioned. Videos that have audio components are captioned. That really helps a lot of different types of learners. If you're not familiar with the Described and Captioned Media program, it's really helpful. It has a lot of resources. It's at dcmp.org. Use color combinations that are high contrast. Embed as much as you can so that the students are not clicking on things and opening up 3, 4, 5 tabs. Not just students with special needs, really all students can get overwhelmed by having 5 tabs open, and they can close the wrong one and then get frustrated because they've shut down what they needed to get back to. So embed as much as you can, and that's something we can go into more detail on our next TA talk maybe. Use clear, consistent layouts and a variety of formats. So video, audio, text, images, activities, just a variety so you can change it up. The students aren't getting bored or frustrated, and you're kind of meeting all the different learning styles of your students.
Right, that's good points. Keeping it simple and keeping it where it's got that quality instruction. You know, teaching addition doesn't take very long, but you know the skills that you have them do hands-on are gonna be meaningful. But you gotta make sure that the kids can get to it. When she was talking about the embedding, we'll go into that in depth. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I found some virtual manipulatives for math, and I've embedded all those, and those are all on Schoology for you as of yesterday. So go get them. And this is Elizabeth Newell.
This is Kimberly Baker.
And this is TA Talks.